Hello, my name's Colette. I'm here today to talk to you about card 3, the Empress. She's the fourth card in the tarot because the full 0, remember, but she is card 3, that's her number. As you can see, I've got her sat on top of a lovely bouquet of flowers. It's very verdant and green, and that very much is the environment that the Empress should be in. If you can see her, she's got a crown of stars. She is either pregnant or rounded and very womanly. She's the epitome of the sacred feminine, so she can have all sorts of other names. In the more modern deck, she's called the Mother. She can be the Earth Mother. She can have names that associate with female goddesses. And also with the earth herself. So she's a very beautiful card, and when she comes out in a spread, it's normally lovely to see her because in most occasions she is a good card. So what do you see in her? We see that she's very comfortable. She's very, kind of has a genuine feel about her, and she's very fertile. She's very motherly. And that's really the essence of the archetype at its basis. She is the mother. She is the earth mother. And she brings a sense of contentment, womanly contentment, the sense of, oh, I'm looking around and my family are there and the house is nice and there's food in the cupboards. That sense of very earthy contentment. And I'm not saying men don't have that too, they do, because they have an Empress part to their personality too. And sometimes indeed the Empress can come out very much for a man, and it's saying that that person does have a very sensitive side, very womanly side. And even if they don't, with other cards round about it, it can explain that they need to access their feminine more. So the Empress can come out in a spread surrounded by good cards that are really about the sense of moving forward with life, with fertility, with creativity, and a sense that things are blooming and they're getting better, and that there's that belief that there's a birth coming, that things are going to come to fruition, that a harvest is coming. And it's just a very beautiful card. But then how do you pin that down in a practical tarot spread? Well, think of all the things that she can represent. She can represent a person's mother. She can represent the mother within everybody, including males and females. She can represent fertility, not just of body, but of mind and action. And she generally has a practical contentment that comes from nurturing and love. So that's great. Again, how do we pin that down in spreads that maybe are surrounded with different suits? Well, the way to think of her is, let's say, in a love spread, which is feminine contentment, and that can show that a relationship's going very, very, very well, and also that there's a sense of through, it's going to another level. There's maybe a baby to come. There's maybe a happy relationship completion, sense of a marriage. Really lovely, emotional, contented relationship cards. And that's why she's very beneficial when she comes out with good cards, when she's asked about an emotional question. In health, again, with good cards round about her, she can be vibrant good health, a sense of the body blooming and full of energy and full of creativity, full of health, vibrant womanly health. But with negative cards round about her in a health spread, she can actually be about infertility. She can bring the sense of where we're looking at illness to the women's systems, the breasts and the uterus. And she can also sometimes have a sense of someone not really fulfilling their potential because health is holding them back. But you have to look at the cards that are round about. In career, she can mean that there's this sense of the next level of blooming of a career, a contentment that comes with things going well. She also can pinpoint people that work in what we call the nurturing occupations. She can be nurse, she can be midwife, she can be carer. She also, and it doesn't matter whether she's male or female, it's a male or female client. The occupations associated with the Empress are genuinely very nurturing and very caring. She's just lovely. In my book, Ouija Tarot, I actually made the Empress a foster mother to show that you didn't have to be a mother to actually have the Empress as one of your cards. She, if you look at maybe a woman that doesn't have children or a man that doesn't have children, but they are amazing when they're looking after other people or animals or whatever, that's still the Empress. So I made her a foster mother to show that that love was there. In finances, again, it's about being contented with what's there and understanding that things will continue at that pace. This card actually is a good warning card for readers. I lost a student in one of my courses because of the Empress card, because of what I said about her, because we've gone through all the positive parts of the archetype. And then I said, in some situations, the Empress can be a bitch. And oh my goodness, all hell nearly got let loose because this student had said that the Empress was her favourite card. She adored the Empress, and for me to turn and say that in some situations she could be a witch really distressed her, and therefore she felt she couldn't go on with the course, which was fine, it's her choice. But think of the mothers who manipulate their children. Think of the motherly love that is very much protected of their children, but want a lot from their children. The mother that just wants a child to be a dentist or a doctor, and all hell get loose if they want to be a dancer or an artist. Think of the families where the mother is the cause of arguments and feuds between the children. That's part of the Empress too. So again, if you have odd family cards round about her in a spread, maybe like 5 of Wands and ones that show arguments or whatever, don't rule out the fact that maybe the Empress is the cause of them rather than the solution. So remember that was my lesson in not really saying that I would like one card more than the other. We all do have cards that we connect with more than the other. But that lesson very early on in my tarot teaching career taught me that it's good to get over that we can certainly have be drawn to certain cards and like them, but when we're reading them for other people, we must be able to perceive the breadth of them and take what part of that we need for that individual question or that person. So remember that generally the Empress is a beautiful and a wonderful card, but she can have her bitchy side, just like most mothers, most protective women can. Okay, what would the Fool learn from the Empress on his journey through the tarot archetypes? He learns feminine contentment. He learns about fertility of ideas. He learns that there's a sense of femaleness to be nurtured with, and he learns about that aspect of his own life and his own body. He finds out about mothering and being mothered, and as such, it's one of the most important archetypes that he meets at this stage in his journey. So I hope you like the Empress. She is a lovely card, but she has a depth to her and sometimes a negativity that we can't rule out and we can't afford to ignore. And remember what I said, if you feel yourself getting drawn to just one area of the archetype and loving it and liking it to the detriment of others, then you'll not be a good tarot reader. You'll be stuck on one thing and you'll not see the breadth of the archetype. Therefore, you could give the wrong advice. Many blessings. Bye.